And then if it is the end times, then it would be that because this is like the official end times, like the flood happened and all that stuff, but that wasn't the end times. That this was a prophecy that was predicted that the end times would mean that the heavens and all the domes above us would collapse as well because people would build a spaceship of how to escape this dome. They would finally realize because all those spaceships that have gone to the moon and Mars and all these places is not true. Even the rovers floating around in quote unquote space is not true. We're in a dome underwater. They have never been to space. Um, you can choose to believe that or not, but that's my truth. And so the only way that we're gonna actually escape this dome is when we build a spaceship and tap into the advanced technology to escape this. And what's been predicting now is that that's why a lot of people have been seeing a lot of extraterrestrial sightings. It could either be holograms that they're using because they have an agenda, or it could be actually real aliens that are I don't like calling them aliens. I rather just call them another species that is going to be starting to communicate with us because we're more awakened, we're more open to it, where we are starting to realize that they do exist, right? So like even what's his name, Bashar talks about it, saying that I don't know what year he said, if it's this year or next year, that the they're going to start making contact with us, the Palladians, and then it's going to be other species that are going to start making contact with us. We're going to have open contact with them. So either that's the Anunnaki that are going to be sending things to distract us, or these other beings actually exist and they've been helping us this whole time with stuff with our ecosystem and keeping it in existence and whatnot. But we'll see as time goes what happens and if that comes into fruition. But even like, let's say dragons and fairies and all these things that they told us don't exist, they do exist. Dragons have existed. The fact that in the Chinese zodiac that dragon is on it and that's the only one that's quote unquote not real, like we have to open our eyes and wake up. Like people have dragon blood within them. And with the whole thing with dragons is that they still do exist, but they're on a different frequency than us because we stopped believing. We started hunting them down. We started seeing them as the enemy. So they got onto a different frequency than us, and that's why we're not able to tap into them. And also the people that are in power, the things that they put on us, like fluoride and all these things that have been limiting our abilities and poisoning our food and all these things have been limiting us, our abilities to tap into our powers and to see with our third eye and all these things because we're putting all this junk into our body and not meditating and being so distracted with all of these things, even social media, let's say, when we spend too much time on it, we're always constantly distracting ourselves with the movie, with anything that's gonna make us feel some sort of entertainment. And when we do those things, we don't spend time in meditation, we don't spend time in silence, we don't face our shadows, we don't do all the things that really help us grow and really help us open our throat chakra, our heart chakra, our mind chakra. Like those are the things we need to open up to tap into our powers, our intuition. We are so numbing it with all these things that we put into our body. That's why it's so important to nourish your body with the right things, with the foods that are from the earth, because these are the things, and to grow your own food if you can, because then you're not having pesticides and all these chemicals sprayed on it. You know exactly how your food is grown. So it's like, this is what we should be paying our attention to, but we get so caught up in lust and pleasure and distractions that we don't spend time in that, because facing our shadows is hard. It's not easy going through a healing journey and dealing with childhood trauma and dealing with your mistakes and being regretful and guilt and facing all those things. And they don't just go away overnight. Like you'll still have moments where you're like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I acted like this in this situation, because now you know better. But then you didn't know better. You were acting from the best place that you knew how to act. So it's like you have to keep talking to yourself and working through the stuff that is hard to deal with, because why? We just want something that makes us feel good consistently. And it is important to act on your highest excitement, but do things that nourish you, that are not damaging to you. to you. When they say act on your highest excitement, it's about nourishing your soul, dancing, getting exercise, getting sunlight, like what I've said a million times in all my videos. So it's like we really start paying attention to ourselves, gaining that self-love, being selfish to a degree so that we can serve others. When we fill up our cup, we're able to help and serve others because we start to see things clearly. When we tap into ourselves, our inner knowing, connect with source, the messages that he's trying to send to us, we're able to share that with people. We're not trying to force people to think the way we do. We just share what we've learned and take it with a grain of salt. Take it with how you, if you want to apply it to your life or not. It's your choice at the end of the day. We all have free will on whether we choose to change, whether we choose to implement the things people are sharing with us, or we choose to stay the same. No one is forcing you. The Creator gave us free will to do as we please. But if you decide not to change and not to work on your soul's growth, then you're going to keep repeating the cycles of karma. You're going to keep repeating the same things. You're going to keep being dealt with the same challenges because you're not learning from it. So it's your choice at the end of the day.